I'm Todd.
And I'm Miss Donna Victoria.
And welcome back to our channel.
I know I've mentioned in the past, but I absolutely love making and eating risotto. What about you?
Me too.
Right?
Love it.
So today I'm going to be making for you one of my favorite risottos that I love to make. I used to make it all the time back in the States for family and friends. They requested it all the time. It's a classic lemon white wine risotto. And you can do different vegetables in there. Today I'm going to be doing it with fresh peas and wild mushrooms and spinach. It's going to be really good.
That sounds really good.
I know. All right, so let's show you how it's done. So the first step with making the risotto is you're going to take your 1 onion and your 3 cloves of garlic. And what we're going to do with both of them is we want to really fine dice for them. So Dad's going to be doing the garlic for us while I do the onion.
Well, I'm just going to attempt cleaning it.
Oh, okay. I think you'll be able to accomplish that. What do you think? It's your handy dandy little tool over there.
This thing.
I know. All right, so we'll get this all clean. So with this, we're going to be doing, like I said, a fine dice. So I'm just going to go in like this, and then go back in and get those little pieces of onion. Important to have a nice sharp knife here.
I love those knives.
I know. You got these actually when you were in Thailand, didn't you?
Yeah.
The kiwi. All right, it's now our knife of choice. All right, so just gonna repeat that with the other side. And try not to cry while you're cutting it.
Or your finger.
Yeah, I usually don't do that, but thanks for putting that out there. Okay, how's it going over there?
It's good. They're cleaned.
Good. All right. So now I'll swap over and I'll cut the garlic.
Okay.
So now that Dad has these beautifully cleaned, we're gonna dice these up nice and fine. Why didn't you want to do that, Dad?
Well, because I didn't want to lose a finger. No, I could have cut it up nice and fine, but you do such a nice job.
Oh, thanks. The reason I like to do it nice and fine is that way you don't get big chunks of it in your risotto. You got just little bits, so it kind of just dissolves in there. So now that we have that nice and done, I'm just gonna put that right in here and we'll get ready starting our risotto. So for starting our risotto, we're gonna put 2 pats of butter, so 2 tablespoons of butter in the bottom of your pan. We're gonna be doing this on a medium to medium low heat. A bit of our fresh extra virgin olive oil right in there. I love that sound. As you can hear, there's also gonna be some white wine in here. All right, so we're gonna. We do like to cook like Julia Child, huh? All right, so we're gonna let this melt, which it's doing beautifully. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to put in the onion. And now we will add the garlic. Right in there, beautiful. So we're gonna let this start to sweat, and then we'll be adding lemon zest. All right, so you can see that these are starting to sweat and getting a little translucent. Now we're gonna add the zest of 2 lemons. We have these beautiful lemons that Dad just picked off the tree for us. We're gonna use our nice little zester here and do that. I like to do it right over the pan because when you zest, you get the little essence that goes everywhere, and you want it right in the pan. All those nice oils. And you like it really lemony. That's how we're gonna be doing it. Of 2 lemons. If you don't like it too lemony, you can just do 1. All right. So now we'll just be juicing the lemons while I stir this in. Look at that. I told you they were fresh right off the tree. This one still has lemon on it. And yet, the lemon. I mean the leaf. And yes, we did already wash him, but I had to keep the leaf on because isn't that cute? All right, so this is our second lemon that we're zesting. Dad's juicing our first lemon for us because that's gonna be our next ingredient is the lemon juice. Look at all that gorgeous zest. Doesn't it? All right. The nice thing with zesting your lemon, obviously before you cut it, is it also helps release the juices in the lemon, so it'll be nice and juicy when you juice them. You'll get more juice out of the lemon. All right, so for today's recipe, we're going to be doing 2 cups of arborio rice. If you want to only do 1 cup of rice, then we'll just cut the rest of the ingredients in half for the recipe. For this, we're doing 2 cups of arborio rice. We're just going to let this toast a little bit. All right, so as you can see, the exterior of the grain is getting translucent and you have the white center. That's perfect. That's what we want. That's how you know it's toasted perfectly. So now is when we're gonna add our lemon juice from the 2 lemons. You're gonna hear a nice sizzle here. I'm gonna stir that in. And then we're gonna add some wine to it. So flatten that back out. This really infuses the rice. Stir that right in. Oh, that smells so good. You have the wine, the lemon, the garlic, and the onion. Yum. So we're gonna let this cook for about another minute or so before we start adding the stock. All right, so that's been cooking for another minute and it looks beautiful. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start adding the stock here. We're doing a vegetable stock. You can also do a chicken stock, whichever you prefer. But this is a nice vegetarian risotto that we're doing today. I would say it's vegan, but we're cheating and doing some yummy cheese on top. All right, so we're gonna stir this. Like I said, the first ladle usually gets absorbed pretty quickly, so we're gonna be adding a second ladle in there. Beautiful. All right, so now that that second ladle's in there, we're gonna have this on a medium-low heat. And we're just gonna keep checking it occasionally and stirring in another ladle at a time. So you can see, even though we're using vegetable stock, it's giving it a really nice color. When I was in the States, we used to do this with we used to make a homemade chicken stock that made this really delicious, full of flavor, but obviously then it's not vegetarian. But with a good vegetable stock, it's also very good. But I find the liquid that you put in here really makes a huge difference. It really flavors that. So make sure that whatever you're using for a stock, wine and lemon are really flavorful, because that is going to be your base flavor for your risotto. So now we're going to be putting in some beautiful fresh thyme, again right from the garden here. And as I'm putting it in, I'm just also putting it between my fingers, just that way it loosens up those flavors and will really give this a nice lemony flavor with the fresh thyme. Yum. So to add a little extra lemony kick, we decided to put one of our gorgeous fresh leaves right off the tree. Don't worry, we washed them, and put them right in there just to add a little extra essence. So while that's finishing, in a side pan, you're gonna take, I have these gorgeous wild Sicilian mushrooms in here that I just diced up, and we're gonna incorporate that. I'm gonna cook them in a little bit of butter, olive oil, fresh thyme, and white wine. We have gorgeous wild mushrooms here, don't we, Dad?
We do. Over in Zephyron, they're amazing. The other side of the mountain.
I know. And you have the little old men and the little trucks.
I know.
It's so cute. And they have all these gorgeous wild mushrooms there, don't they?
Every time we drive by, I want to buy them, but then I'm like, if I'm not planning on eating them right away, then what are you going to do with it, you know?
Yeah, I guess you can keep them in the cold room out back.
That's very true. But they are amazing here.
So I like to cook these separate, and then we'll incorporate them right when the risotto is almost just about finished. The same with the fresh spinach. You'll just toss that in as well, and your peas.
And you're not going to get any more of my lemon leaves off my tree.
I'm not?
No.
Fine, I'll have to get them off mine in the city. Obviously, the lemon leaf is not crucial for the recipe. That was just a fun addition. So don't worry for you viewers at home in the States who do not have lemon leaves or lemon trees in your yard.
But the lemon leaves do give a lot of flavor because of the oil that's in the leaf.
They do, and that's also another reason why we add the lemon zest. Both the zest and the lemon leaf give a lot of that flavor in there, don't they?
Yes.
All right, so let's toss this back in, and we are almost finished. So we have our fresh wild mushrooms, our peas, our spinach, and we're just gonna put that right into the risotto now that it's basically done. We're gonna fold this in, and then the next step is Dad's gonna grate in some gorgeous cheese for us. Just fold this in, look at that. Oh, doesn't that smell good, Dad?
It smells amazing.
All right, so if you could come on over and we'll have you do some cheese. And as you know, we like a lot of cheese.
I know. But it gives that nice salty,
It does.
rich flavor.
And the funny thing is, people obviously, you know, they expect a risotto to be nice and creamy. And the funny thing is, with most risottos, is you don't put dairy in. So you don't put cream, you don't put milk, anything like that. You do just the cheese, and the starch from the risotto itself makes it nice and creamy. Probably gonna want one more, Dad.
All right. All right, we're coming in for seconds.
I wish you guys could smell this. It smells so good.
This is what we call lunch.
That's what we call comfort food. Look at that. So beautiful. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so we're just gonna fold that in, because again, after it's finished cooking, we do not want to work it too much. Just gonna fold in that beautifulness and see how it's making it nice and creamy. Yum. Awesome. All right, there you have it. The risotto is finished. Now we're gonna try it.
Ooh-wee, Victoria, this risotto looks delicious.
It smells really good.
Mmm.
That's all mine. Just kidding, you get to try it.
Oh, did you see that look of horror?
I know. He was devastated.
So you know our favorite part, right?
No. Oh, trying it. Oh, silly me. All right, should we try it?
Do you know my smock has forks and spoons always in there?
No wonder you jingle when you walk. It's how we know where he is. All right, so let's try it.
All right.
I happen to have one too.
Yeah.
Happen. All right, let's see. I want a little bit of everything in there. Oops. Let's make sure this finishes right.
Nice and lemony.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect.
It has a lot of flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hello.
That's true. Very, very good.
So good. Nice and creamy.
Mm-hmm.
Lemon. You have the spinach, the mushrooms, and the peas. So, so good.
Mm.
Oh, yum. Do you think we should give them the recipe?
I think so. It's only fair that we do that.
I know, I think so. So what I'll do is I'll put a link for the recipe down below, and I'll show you actually how to do that, because some people have been having a little bit of trouble finding the recipe. So I want to make it really clear how to get there. That way you guys can try it at home as well. So I'll put the link down below, and like I said, I'll show you how to get there. As well as you'll know below that we have a link for our patron sponsorship. We just want to thank you in advance for that as well. And we'll be doing some really fun, different things for our patron sponsors. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, we're gonna enjoy this, and hopefully you'll enjoy it soon as
I
well.
hope they do as well.
I know. All right. Ciao for now.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao. This is just absolutely so good. Judy, this makes me think of when...
Judy, you have no idea what you're missing.
This makes me think of when I used to make it in the States. So good. Although it's almost as good as when I used to make it with your homemade chicken stock. Nothing beats that. But instead of having a glass of Malbec, I'm enjoying it with a nice glass of Nero. So good. Wish you were here to enjoy it with us. Right, Dad? Where'd you go? You just disappeared? Oh, maybe he's gonna go pour some wine. So you'll have to try making this at home for yourself. We'll give you the recipe. Bye! To find our recipe, start by clicking the arrow on the right side of your screen here that you see. That will bring you to the link. Now you can see it will bring you to a drop-down list where you have the link to our recipe as well as our patron sponsorship. Just click the link and it'll bring you directly to the page.